5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, Zeb. Whoops. Sorry, we were looking up a local distillery.
Yes.
We've got licensed premises that can make poutine. Woo!
Hang on, I forgot to give someone his.
Oh. What's he having tonight? The claw of death.
The claw of death, yeah. And it's been lovely here today. It's been warm. I've even opened the windows.
Yes, likewise. We've had a couple of really nice days, and of course, it's walking day tomorrow. And guess what?
It's raining.
Forecast. Yeah.
Oh well, can't win them all, can you? Oh bloody hell! Look who's in.
Oh my God! Strike me blind.
That's my little brother.
Hello, you.
Hello, little brother.
Are you bored with life?
You must be bored if you're coming in here.
Evening, Pulsar.
Yes. Yeah. So everyone say hello to my baby brother Matthew.
Hello, baby brother Matthew.
It's lovely to see you. Anyway, welcome to the Madhouse.
Yeah.
So, what's been happening in the last 7 days? Well,
I don't know. Various things. All depends.
It's good. Yeah, there's Rock. There's Rock still there, chopping away, Matthew. Yeah. So lots of people have been watching bits. The first thing I have had a message on the arena video ranking I did, God knows when, and it says, "Thank you very much for commenting on my singing." And the message was from the one and only Mr. Paul Manzi of Arena and Cats in Space. So the main man acknowledged my thing. So moving up in the world, got Paul Manzi making comments on my videos. Apart from that, 4,624 people have watched the channel and 14 new subscribers. I wonder if Paul's one of them.
You never know. Might be.
Might be. So what's been watching? Well, Richard and I's bonus track on 12-inch CDs was at number 3, and that's 101 people. The album review of Buckingham Nicks, which went down rather well, 103 people watched that. And the number 1 watch video of last 7 days is quarterfinal 2, Gladys Knight versus The Who. 112. Can you hear him?
Yeah.
He's making a lot of noise.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. He's normally quiet.
Yeah. Top short last week was the collaboration album Coverdale and Page. 427. It's not bad.
No.
For the 28 days, 26,312 people decided to watch the channel. And 7 enjoying his food, he certainly is.
Oh God, yes.
It's his treat. He has to have a treat on a Thursday night when I'm doing this. He'll go for a wee soon as well.
Yeah.
26,312 people have watched. 77 new subscribers in a month. That's pretty good going. So what's been watching? Well, the top short still is Rick Buckler's tribute, which I'm glad about. At number 3, retro rankings, Uriah Heep, 428. Still at number 2, a perfect side pet sock. That's the one. Beach Boys, 501. But Blondie, 715. Lots of people are enjoying Blondie still. So since we started this little channel, we've now had 6 626,514 views.
Not bad.
And we're now at 2,572 subscribers. Ticking along nicely, as I say.
Yeah, 2,500. You must have something better to do with your life.
Oh.
We're not complaining, but
Oh. So top short is still Paul Diano 4471. So what's been happening with that top 5? Well, no places have changed, but the numbers have all gone up. They're all Mike Oldfield's at 4417 now. Jethro Tull 4463. We might change tomorrow because a new album comes out tomorrow, I do believe. Derek Riggs is still there at 4480. Slade 5238. And Status Quo 10,292. So what have I been listening to? Well, we're still listening to Crocus. We're getting through them. 11 of the 18. The Ramones 6 of 14. The Outlaws 3 of 12. And Quah 11 of 15.
and
That's it.
ladies,
Don't tell them that. That's
right?
a spoiler alert. Isn't it?
What about the story?
That's a spoiler alert as well.
There's lots going on in the background that they don't know about.
So yes, there we go.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, he's about 10 years, 10 years younger than me, so he definitely is my little bro. So I reckon he'll be going for a wee soon.
Right, do you want to move things around, or are you happy to do HMD?
Do Hatches, Matches and Dispatches, because I've forgotten to bring something through from the lounge.
Daft bugger.
I know.
Oh,
Good morning, Michael. So it's now time for Hatches, Matches and Dispatches.
Ohio gozaimasu. All right, Hatches, Matches and Dispatches. Okay, notable deaths in music. We've had 7 since last week. So on the 28th, David Johansen, American rock singer-songwriter with the New York Dolls, passed away. On the 1st, Joey Molland, English power pop guitarist with Badfinger. He also wrote some songs, passed away. And Angie Stone, American neo-soul singer-songwriter and rapper. She performed with The Sequence. The 3rd saw the departure of Geraint Jarman, a Welsh rock singer-songwriter, and I am not going to try to even consider the possibility of pronouncing the name of his band. Also on the 3rd, Jeffrey Runnings, American post-punk singer-songwriter and bassist with the band For Against. And Bob Roop, American alternative rock bassist. He played with the Silos, Cracker, House Freaks and Sparklehorse. And latterly on the 4th, saw the departure of Roy Ayers, American jazz singer, vibraphonist, keyboardist and record producer. The reason we included him as a named person is because he performed at Glastonbury in 2019, and we'll mention Glastonbury in a bit. Notable birthdays. We've got 10 in music and we've got one other notable. So 37 today is Agnes Emilia Karlsson. She's a Swedish singer and she's known anonymously as Agnes. 41 today is Christopher William Thompson. He's commonly known by his initials CT. He's an American singer, songwriter, and musician. He's best known as the drummer of the New York-based indie rock band Vampire Weekend. It's happy birthday today, 51st, for Guy Edward John Patrick Garvey. We know Guy Garvey. English musician, singer, songwriter, and radio presenter on BBC Radio 6. He's best known as the lead singer and lyricist of the rock band Elbow. 52 today is Peter Lindgren, Swedish musician, songwriter, and former guitarist of the Swedish prog metal band Opeth. 55, Christopher Allen Broderick, American musician, is best known as a former guitarist of the thrash metal band Megadeth. And then we jump a few years to 72 today. Is Philip Joseph Alvin, American singer and guitarist known primarily as the leader of the rock band The Blasters. 77 today. Now, you might not have heard the name, but I'm sure at some stage you will have heard some of the stuff that he has written. His name is Stephen Lawrence Schwartz. He's an American musical theatre composer and lyricist. And in a career that spans 5 decades, he has written hit musicals like in 1971, Godspell, in 1972, Pippin, and in 2003, Wicked. 78 today is a very lovely lady who we all like, Pauline Matthews. Who's Pauline Matthews, you say? She's an English pop singer. She's better known by her stage name of Kiki D. She's known for her blue-eyed soul vocals, and her claim to fame, apart from her career and her wonderful voice, is she was the first female singer from the UK to sign with Motown's Tamla Records. 79 today, one of the gods of rock music, English guitarist, singer and songwriter David John Gilmour, famously of Pink Floyd. Happy birthday to him. 81 today, and the musical grandmother today is, well, she was born Claire Mary Teresa Rostrom. She's a New Zealand opera singer. We know her better as Dame Kiri Jeanette Claire Tekanoa. I said there was a +1, and she is the granny of all today at 88 years young. She's a Russian engineer. She's a member of the State Duma, the state parliament, and she's a former Soviet cosmonaut. She was the first woman in space, having flown a solo mission on Vostok 6 on the 16th of June 1963. She orbited the Earth 48 times, spent almost 3 days in space, is the only woman to have been on a solo space mission, and is the last surviving Vostok program cosmonaut. And she is, of course, Valentina Vladimirovna Tereshkova. So happy birthday to all of them. Marriages. We've got 1 marriage and 1 divorce. And funny enough, it's the divorce that has the musical connection. So a notable marriage back in 1928, we know the name, industrialist Oskar Schindler, he of the famous movie, married his one and only wife, Emily Peltzel. They got married in Svitavi in the Czech Republic. But in 1964, English-American actress Elizabeth Taylor, she had her 4th divorce. She got divorced from American entertainer, singer Eddie Fisher after nearly 5 years of marriage, which I think might have been a record for Liz. Anyway, tonight's talking point. Albums, singles, whatever that mention precious stones, metals, all that sort of thing. It should be an interesting one. I don't know how many Iain's got. Usually maximum 10, any format. And we might talk about the Glastonbury lineup, which has been announced. But for the moment, has he been?
Yeah, he has.
Oh, good. Zeb's wanting to... Yes, Nick, she was. Zeb wants to know, will you review the new Motor Psycho album? Please.
Well, I'll give it a listen tomorrow. There we go. We'll see if we can bung it in next week.
Good evening, Mike. Mike's here as well. Okay, let's add this to the stage.
Oh, that bit, yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll make it full screen. Off you go.
Okay, next week. And we're going to kick off.
Mm-hmm.
I've put the wrong one in. Have I?
Yeah,
No,
talk about. Yes,
no,
you have.
no, I haven't put the wrong one. I thought I'd put the wrong one in. I haven't. Anyway, the first one's right. Neil Young in the 2000s. Yeah, that was right.
Yes.
I thought I'd put the wrong perfect side in, but
No, it's Regatta de Blanc.
it is Regretta de Blanc. Yeah.
Yeah. The next
Tough one that is, because that is an excellent album. Good evening, Jim. There's some epic songs on that one. There is some brilliant songs on it. So that's Monday. Tuesday, we got a viewer's request for American metal band Teramaze. Actually, the band that I sort of heard bits of before I was asked to do it. So I had a good listen to them. Okay, I'm going to be a bit self-indulgent. I do like Bruce Springsteen, so I'll pick my top 10 songs by Bruce Springsteen. Wednesday. Everyone's been looking forward to this. The Welsh rock band Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That was requested by Terry Wilson.
Yeah, great band. Finally got round to ranking them. Yay, I knew that Paul Sal would be looking forward to that one. And we got a very busy day Thursday. Got 2 birthdays. We got Jodie, US top 10 birthday. We got Stephen's 5th birthday, 1969. We got the last quarterfinal Battle Royale singles. We got Bizarre Love Triangle, New Order, and Ashes to Ashes, and Painting by Numbers next week. We're going to look at the album artwork of the amazing Fela Kuti. I've done a selection because if I did them all, I'll be still doing it next month.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. Yes. So going to look forward to that. And then Friday, look at that. What are we doing? Wishbone Ash live albums.
Mm-hmm.
And that again, they're not all there because some of them you cannot listen to them anywhere or anything. And fingers crossed, the new album Hotel comes out tomorrow. So what are we doing? Furious Ruminant.
Yeah, it's scheduled, but
we've had a lot of schedules lately that don't come out. But I'm sure it's because he has done a little video on his channel, so I'm sure it'll be out tomorrow. And then next Saturday, we've also got a birthday top 10 to do for our friend Stephanie in Canada. But we've got Richard and I are doing a video.
Yes. Now, are you doing it at the crack of doom or the crack of midnight?
No, we're doing it in the morning. Who's that school teacher behind the band? Yeah. Thank you. Hello, Simon. Yeah, and we've got a very, very special guest. We're going to do Boney M songs. And as you can see, the man from down under, the man with a hat, and hopefully fully clothed, it's Lloyd Boone.
Yes.
Yes. Well, he was asked to do a video in a suit, so he did it in his birthday suit. So we're Richard and I are looking forward to that, and I know Lloyd is. So it'd be great to see Lloyd doing some stuff with our friend from Australia. So there we go. That's what's happening next week, folks.
There you go. Well done.
Let's make. What's going on here?
I don't know.
That's it. I'll let you do that because I don't know what was going on. I'm just saying.
Neither do I. I reckon it's this new thing that they've added in.
Yeah,
it's scenes. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Has spring got to Japan yet?
No, it snowed this week.
Oh dear.
Yeah, kind of a lot, and it's almost there. But winter always punches back pretty hard with 3 days of rainy snow. for the first time all year.
Yeah. It's been so nice. I opened up the window today.
Oh, that's nice. I'm jealous.
Yes,
Yeah,
went for a nice walk yesterday.
It was what? It was about 11, 12 degrees today.
Yes.
So I got some things to show you.
Ooh.
If you'll indulge me. If you'll indulge me.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna I think I can do okay. Here we go. I can video files. Yeah, here we go.
I did say that you might have some stuff to show.
I do. I didn't know how to, the first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you guys about prices.
Mhm.
Because I broached this last time. You see,
Right. Bear with
can you
me.
see that? Okay.
And
So what I'm going to do is I'll go through this. I'm going to go through these pretty quickly. This is a store that I went to. It's around a year ago, and it's in an area called Kawenji. This place is called Be In, and he and his wife went to record fairs for years, for decades, and they brought back 45s and LPs, and he's got, I would say, 100,000 things in his store. These are all original pressings.
wow.
Okay. And what I have to talk to you guys about is his price list. And I want to show it to you, and we'll just talk about it in terms of Great British pounds. He didn't want me showing prices, so you'll see that Aretha's prices is smudged out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's fair because you're showing stuff that's not available.
It is available, but he wants people to go into his store to buy it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
he doesn't want his competitors to see the pricing. I mean, that's basically it. People don't want the pricing to be public because they can go out and search it on different auction sites here.
Yeah.
Right? So they don't want to do a lot of work for nothing.
Yeah. It's fully understandable.
So I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to go and I'm going to pull up his price list. Okay, slides in PDF. My computer. Oh, no, do I want to do that? No, hold on a second. Share screen. Present. Okay, share screen. Here we go. Here we go. Window.
Right, hang on. I'm just gonna all right, thank you, Ian.
I don't want to do that. I have a PDF file.
Mm-hmm.
And
You should be able to open it in a tab.
okay.
And then you go to present.
Got it.
Share screen. And
Got it.
Select a tab.
Good evening, Mike. Dave doing his tutorials, which he does anyway. So he's in his own element here.
No.
Well, we'll just talk among ourselves.
Yeah, just
Modern technology at its best.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, here it is. It's okay. So I'm gonna just upload the file. Here we go. Here's the start. Here we go.
Yes. Sometimes you have to upload.
Yeah. It's a tiny file.
Oh, that's exciting.
It's exciting. Okay.
Well, here we go. Yes, it's appeared at the bottom of the screen.
Whoops.
Okay.
Add to the stage.
Ooh. Okay.
And we'll make it. Where is it?
Anybody can control this? Can you control this?
Yeah.
Can you make it bigger? Let's go to Deep Purple because that's something that's near and dear to you.
That's about as big as we can get it.
Ooh.
So is it difficult to read, huh?
Yeah.
You should be able to. Let me remember if it's
Zoom in.
Yeah.
I don't think I can. Hold on. No.
Should be up in your.
Absolutely right, Seb.
Yep.
With the cutting edge here. Now he's right. You can't read that.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's shift gears, and I'm going to show you something else.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do pricing next week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll work
take
I'll
that
work
off.
it around. Okay.
And then, why is this thing doing this?
Yeah. It's,
Group. There
Okay.
we go. Right, I've got.
Here we go. So I want.
So, do you want this?
Yes,
the
sir.
BDS one up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. There we go. Okay. So what you're looking at is sculpture, right? Public sculpture, and these are Japanese comic book characters, right? The manga here, they're as thick as phone books, and I just thought this was really funny because you have these funny painted people, and look at the woman. The way that they show that they portray women here is just kind of like, I mean, look at her, right? And her face is just kind of like totally innocent. Look at the eyes. Very, very, I mean, she's
looks like they're all on. It looks like
she's-
they're all on speed, don't they?
she's banging hot, right?
Mhm.
And look at her eyes. Innocent has anything. And it's just kind of, I can't put it into words, but it's very Japanese. And this is the comic book took place outside of the station. They had a police box, and in every issue there was some sort of like mishap that happened to these cops, and that was what the comic book was about. And
Sounds
this
a bit like a Japanese version of Inspector Gadget.
exactly. So outside of this this place, this train station is on the other side of this train station is another comic book character, right? And he's really, really famous. And look at this. They have a big billboard here devoted to this guy. And here's the train tracks, right? Train station. And
this was
if
the ones you showed us last week.
I did to you privately. And if you continue down here, underneath the train tracks is this building, right?
Mhm.
And it's huge. It's got to be like 10,000 square feet. And you walk in,
Are you going to do the door?
and it is co-located. It's a big record store with turntables. And you'll see in the back it says the museum is not I forget what it says, but it's a big neon sign. And that is art books in the back for museums. Here are the turntables. They're all vintage. This place is called Vinyl Delivery Services, and the founder lived in the UK for a number of years, and he has UK friends, and he's got tie-ups with 3 places in the UK to sell these records. Because when the yen was strong, the Japanese went abroad and they scarfed up Western records.
Mhm.
It's got a big Macintosh sound system here.
Cool, look at them speakers. They're huge.
They're British.
Ooh.
I think they're Harbeth.
Ooh.
Wow.
Oh no, they're Tannoy. Maybe they're Tannoy. Is that how you pronounce it?
Tannoy?
Tannoy, might be.
Yeah.
But it is British, right?
Well, a tannoy is a generalized sort of speaker system for large buildings. So
So this guy does something very interesting on the side of the store. And what they're doing is they are grouping records by concept, and he's doing it by color and he's doing it by element. So this is orange to red. And the whole concept here is that young people are daunted by the ocean of records now. They're in their 20s. Vinyl all of a sudden is hot. They want to get in and buy. They don't know what to buy. So what they're doing is, instead of like dictating to them what to buy. They're grouping them by concept, just so that they can discover. So you have a mix of jazz and rock and Japanese titles.
Interesting idea.
Right? And it's Japanese records and it's British and American records. And here he's doing
Zeb's recognized something.
White to blue. Has he? Oh yeah, this place is a gold mine. It's a gold mine. And this is not even his Discogs warehouse area.
Oh, wow.
I can show you that.
It's just amazing how he sits and works it all out.
What do you mean?
How he puts all in these different categories.
I know.
It's clever chap. I wouldn't think of doing it like that.
Yeah, I think I think he's nervous of me making this video because he doesn't want other people to copy his idea.
But for us over here, it's an unusual concept because we're so used to, records being sorted by genre and then alphabetically by group, by date of release. This is a different way of viewing things. You're going to come across stuff. Well, Iain did that video yesterday of the Bookshop Band, something that I discovered he'd never come across, and I believe you thoroughly enjoyed it, Iain. So,
because I like me reading as well. It's just, Mike, you couldn't see this happening at Jumbo Records, could you, in Leeds?
No, but I mean, what I would say is that when record stores decide to, stock all their records, put them on display by genre, you suddenly get into all sorts of weird sort of genres, and I find it sometimes quite difficult to know what is in a particular genre.
Right.
And there's sort of things like left field is always something that sort of like bugs me. Because what the hell does left field actually mean?
Yeah.
What are you actually going to listen to? So yeah, if you want to do them by colour or by bits of geography or whatever, why not?
Yeah, and I'm assuming that these groupings are done on the album cover rather than the genre being reinterpreted.
I think he probably has a little team meeting, and they go through it, and everybody brings their ideas, but it's all so subjective, completely subjective.
Yeah. I think it would be fine if you were a regular customer there, and you had, over the course of sort of weeks and months, you have lots and lots of time to sort of to go and browse that record store. It would be absolutely great. But if you just happened on this shop and you had, half an hour or so, it would be quite frustrating, I think.
I agree.
Michael, I'm going to pause you just for a sec.
Sure.
Because we want to add a new person to the stream. Jim.
How are we?
Doing very well.
Hi. Doing well.
Yeah. Making my debut on Ranking the Obscure.
Yes, excellent stuff. Hang on, we're having technical problems tonight, Jim. I don't know why.
My presence. My presence on the panel, it's disturbance.
I don't think so. I think Zeb had it right. It's old men and technology.
Yeah,
that's the issue.
Yeah.
Well, you've now lowered the age demographic on the panel, so that's excellent.
Yeah. How are you, Jim? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you all, for the first time on the panel. I've
Yeah.
got some records myself. You talk about the a lot of the Leeds record shops. I know Wall of Sound quite well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
into
Wall
the
of Sound
habit
is
of collecting
fantastic.
the 45s of the 60s. Mostly Decca records.
Yeah.
I mean, who remembers this? This is a real obscure find. Let's Get Together by Hayley Mills.
Wow.
How about
Oh,
that? I only bought this because I was listening to an interview with the Sherman Brothers who wrote this, and they wrote all the sort of Disney classics from that time period. And they were saying the Beatles stole from us. Hayley Mills sang "Let's Get Together, Yeah, Yeah, Yeah," and the Beatles sang "She Loves You, Yeah, Yeah, Yeah." So this is daylight robbery. Hayley
So
Mills
what-
did it first.
what year is that, Jim?
61, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite interesting because I only really know Hayley Mills as an actress.
Yeah, well, she can't sing. She's tone deaf. But, it's
Right,
just
okay.
interesting to have anyway, And
Yeah.
she sang in this, The Parent Trap, and then she did a movie with Maurice Chevalier, the French actor, and she sang in that as well, In Search of the Castaways.
Yeah.
And this is, which is the right side. Apple, Mary Hopkin, Goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Written by McCartney, produced by McCartney.
Yeah.
And then the B-side is just as good, Sparrow. These are nice 45s in great condition too. How about this? Sandy Shaw, the very best of.
Very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get a good range here. Because she had she made a great comeback in the 80s thanks to Morrissey and Marr.
Yeah, but I mean, she had sort of like three phases to her career. I mean, there was the pop star who would, sing what she was given, basically, to start with. And then, her album, was it Reviewing the Situation?
Yeah, that was it.
She kind of rebelled against her own management and said, look, I want to do something. I want to do something interesting. I want to do something that I want to do.
Yeah.
And that's a good album. And then, as you say, in the 80s.
Hello Angel, it was called.
That's right. Yeah. And
it had mostly people who had worked with the Smiths or Morrissey were on that. So Stephen Street, like Mark Nevin from Fairground Attraction. It was his circle working on that. His clique.
It's a good album, Jim.
It's a good album. This is great. I love to get the bootlegs when I can find them. Live in Paris, El Dorado. Great bootleg CD. But these are few and far between the Smiths bootlegs. Nice when you can find them, though. There you have it.
That's a good find. Talking of the, I went to see Fish last weekend, and my mate took his daughter, 14.
One sec.
So very first gig. So I said, what do you like listening to? And she said, I like the Smiths. 14 years old, and she's really into the Smiths.
How was the show?
The show was fantastic. It's the best I've heard Fish sing in many a year. He ran through his whole repertoire, and we ended up singing Fugazi for the last time with him, and Market Square Heroes and the company. But didn't you hear that, Jim? My mate's daughter, she's 14
Yeah,
years
I heard
old.
that.
Yeah, and she's into the Smiths big time.
Great to hear,
I know, it's fantastic when someone... See, my mate doesn't like the Smiths, so it's...
Nor do I. Nor do I. I've just never been... No, that's not true. I wouldn't say I don't like the Smiths.
It's nice, but I think I might have to leave the studio now.
I never managed to get into the Smiths. It was just one of those things. You know, and I have quite a few Smith CDs, I must say, but it was just a band that, you know, somehow I couldn't really appreciate their greatness, I think.
Yeah.
Just for, no, the only Marillion songs he played were Fugazi. He did Kaylee, Lavender, Heart Lothian, and Market Square Heroes. He did a lot of his first two solo albums, which is fantastic to hear. And, you know, it was a great night. The funny thing is, as well, it was her first gig. Now, I took her dad to his first gig because he's 9 years younger than me. And then we took his younger brother, and I was at the same concert with for his daughter for his first. And it was in Aylesbury, of course, which is where Marillion really started. So it was a great thing.
You know, Vinyl Dale, he's been spinning some great 45s lately.
He certainly has, doesn't he?
And you got me onto this. I actually found it incidentally. He played this, the Applejacks, Tell Me When. And then I found it. And he's playing the Tremolos as well. Brian Poole and the Tremolos.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's got great taste in the music, the 60s stuff that he plays.
Yeah, it's great. The 60s. Well, I've seen the Applejacks.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
I saw them in 1986.
Was that some sort of like reunion tour or?
No, it was a concert put together by Bev Bevan. I know these lot will be bored with me talking about this concert, but he put together Birmingham bands. So you had Applejacks, Roy Wood was there, the Honey Drippers with Robert Plant, the Move, ELO, Moody Blues, and compared by Jasper Carrot.
They were unusual at the time because they had a female bass player, didn't they?
Yes.
I think her name was Megan, something like that.
Yeah,
Megan,
yeah. She was there. It was a great gig. But see, the Applejacks was good. No, it's great that you're into the 60s music.
Great period, especially the British stuff.
Yeah.
Late 50s, early 60s, just great stuff.
Yeah, so what's your thing for the 60s? How did you get into it? Is it?
Well, it all started. I think this is probably quite common. It starts with the Beatles, and then you find out about other artists of that period, and then it starts other people from the Mersey Beat scene, and other people around in the 60s. I guess that's how it happened. It all started with the Beatles, and then came across other people in that way.
Right. Yeah.
I was never really into music at all before I heard the Beatles. And that was high school, I think, when my granddad introduced me to the Beatles. And with the earlier stuff, I mean, the later stuff, which is more experimental, that sort of went over his head. I've still got his copy of Sgt. Pepper from 1967, and he must have played it once because it wasn't the same band that he'd heard when he heard Love Me Do, and it changed. Oh. It evolved, and it didn't resonate anymore. And he had the White Album, and completely didn't understand it.
Jim, Simon's saying the Rockin' Berries and the Ivy League are worth.
I don't think I'm familiar with those two, actually.
Simon's our sort of one of our gurus on the 60s music as well. So,
yeah. He knows his stuff. I mean, his 45, the 45s that he's been spinning are really good.
It's brilliant, isn't it, Jim? Those needle drops. They're and I mean, for people like me that I can actually remember this stuff, and it's really nice. It's really nice stuff. But I mean, there's so many fantastic British pop bands from the 60s, and it's a shame, really. I think that within certain sections of the vinyl community, the Beatles are the only band that matter. That everybody else is sort of.
You get the British invasion in the States. Most of them have now they've faded into obscurity. whereas the Beatles, they've got the longevity forever. Really, they'll last forever. But some of the groups that came and went, it was deserved. Like Freddie and the Dreamers, they were never going to last. People like that, But then some of the groups, as you say, the Tremolos, the Applejacks, and Billy Fury, the Tornadoes, all people like that.
The humor is
he is the hilarious.
I mean, it's like with the Joe Meek. I mean, I'm really into Joe Meek and what Joe Meek created. I mean, the band The Outlaws. How many people were in that band that went on to fame? I mean, that's where Chaz from Chaz and Dave started, wasn't it? He was in The Outlaws. Richie Blackmore got his first break in that band.
Yeah.
Oh, Trogs, another.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's other bands that were sort of pretty big that seem to have been forgotten. Say the Dave Clark Five, for instance. They're absolutely huge in the UK in the 60s. Dave D. Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch.
Yeah, that's about after a few beers, isn't it?
Yeah. And I mean, they're kind of a little bit forgotten, and I think it's a real shame.
And the Honeycombs.
Yeah, we've got a sex beast coming in.
Hey.
Hey, Hilda Ogden's love chocolate.
Yeah. I know. What? Your dad's Albert Tatlock.
Yeah.
I was just going to mention the Monkees. They don't get the respect they deserve. How Davy Jones was, I think he was Ina Sharple's grandson in one episode of Coronation Street, was he not?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, he was in it.
And then he went to the States and he was on Broadway. He was The Artful Dodger.
Yeah.
And then when the Beatles were first on Ed Sullivan, he was on the same bill with as The Artful Dodger, singing some songs from the musical Oliver.
It's Mickey Dolenz 80th birthday this weekend.
They were perceived as a joke when I was a kid. That's why they don't get their due. They actually since coming into the vinyl community, I think I've never seen so many people laud respect on the Monkees.
I guess because they were like manufactured and it was a TV show. They didn't play their own instruments on the first few records, so maybe that's why.
I think that Mike Nesmith changed that because he put his foot down and says, "Look, I can play. Peter can play. Mickey can play. We want to play our own stuff."
And Davy Jones was the king of the maracas and the tambourine. I mean, he really knew what he was doing with the tambourine there.
Yeah, but what happened? Yeah, I mean, what happened with the Monkees is that sort of, in their early days, they were being sort of worked into the ground. Really, it was sort of. It was one television show recording after another. Then there was sort of, appearances here, there, and everywhere. Then there were the sort of the songs, and they kind of rebelled against that. As you say, they knew that they were musicians in their own right.
And it was bound to be good because they had people like Neil Diamond writing the songs, and what was their names? Boyce and Hart, I think, were the main composers. And then Nesmith could write tunes. He wrote some great tunes.
Yeah,
country and western influence there.
Yeah, he was certainly a good guitarist as well.
Yeah,
like Nesmith, very, very talented. Yeah, there's so many. As Mike said about, there's so many bands from the. I mean, Herman's Hermits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were a Manchester band, weren't they?
There we go. Herman's Hermits.
That was a quid in a charity shop about 2 weeks ago.
They were regular for the Ed Sullivan Show.
Yeah. So No, it's not Gatefold. This one, is it?
Yeah, Simon's got a 1961 video coming out tomorrow, folks.
Oh,
Which is
I prefer the Spencer Davis group to the Dave Clark 5.
yeah.
Debatable, but yeah, good argument.
I like the Dave Clark 5 because it's.
Yeah. I mean, this is it. I mean, bits and pieces. It's very, very sort of pedestrian, isn't it? It's sort of, but it's.
I've got a pair of boots like that. Proper stomping boots.
But I mean, Nick just mentioned Spencer Davis group. And they're from the sort of R&B sort of tradition, aren't they? They're more.
Yeah.
They're not, or they weren't a pop band as such.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know they did some good songs, and that's about all I can tell you about them.
Birmingham R&B band.
I knew they're British, but I didn't know from what part of the country they came from.
Yeah, Brum.
If you ever look at the Tammy Show, that documentary of the concert that took place in Southern California, where James Brown, the Rolling Stones, Dave Clark 5, their performances were each of the songs that they did was performed almost exactly the same, and it just got kind of like stale. And I think that's one of the reasons why they never really took off, is because they were so structured in the way they performed. Whereas James Brown, all of his performances on each of the songs was so different. Same with the Rolling Stones, and I think that's kind of thing with the Monkees. I mean, they get on stage and they perform the same way, and it's kind of cookie cutter. And I think that bands who reinvented themselves, like the Beatles and the Stones, are the ones who kept things going for themselves. But the ones who were cookie cutter, I think, kind of fell by the wayside.
I mean, it was. I think it was a bizarre story when the Monkees went on tour with Jimi Hendrix.
Right. It was a bomb. They bombed because the teenage girls couldn't get into Hendrix at all.
Yeah. It was that wasn't his audience.
No.
And it was totally. It went over their heads. This genius on the guitar. They just wanted Davy Jones.
See, they had some real bizarre put together packages, didn't they, in the 70s in America? Some total bizarre ones, and I think Lynyrd Skynyrd were put up with some, when they started. They weren't put a southern rock. I can't remember who they said because I watched the thing. Some pop bands, and they went down like a lead balloon.
They actually, Lynyrd Skynyrd was quite popular. They were discovered by Al Cooper in Nashville. He produced them, and actually, I didn't perceive them as being unsuccessful at all. They just kind of they were southern rock.
Yeah, I mean, I think they toured. Did they tour with the Allman Brothers as well? But
yes.
But they come to an agreement that they wanted to break away from being the Allman Brothers' regular backup band, their support band. Yep.
They were stadium stars, but they ended tragically.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Lynyrd Skynyrd. That obviously the pre-plane crash.
Right.
I thought it was
difficult to be post-plane crash.
Can I just change?
Yes, please.
Change the subject. I got my car back from the garage today. Yeah, but I'm £550 and 11 pence down.
Oh no!
Oh no, mate!
I'm going to have to call it off this Saturday for Leeds. Leave it till next month.
I won't be there next month.
All right. Or
It coincides with Record Store Day next month.
does it?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
We'll have to go somewhere else then, or whatever, or sort of something.
Yeah.
But,
That's a shame, mate.
yeah. 550 quid. And where did you get the odd 11 pence from? So,
I know.
Tax man.
Yeah, it's just rubbing it in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh,
Talking of Record Day, there, Lee found this out. The lamplighter on Record Store Day in the pub. They've got a record fair on in Lamplighter that Saturday. If you're interested, Record Store Day.
where's the lamplighter?
It's
right
back of the
where I
mouth.
used to live.
We'll sort something out.
Yeah, I'll talk to you before then.
But I just can't do it this weekend. It's costing me an arm and a leg.
Not to worry, mate.
Yeah, never mind.
I was fucking looking forward to it and all.
Yeah.
If it was a couple of £100, I'll take the hit.
But that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. What can I do?
Not a problem. I mean, if we go in May, it should be good weather.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's always that. Yeah, we could do May maybe.
You can hook up with Jim. He's in Leeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get to?
You get a VC meetup.
Yeah. Well, why not? Do you get to Record Fair?
Do I?
Yeah.
Well, the one I go to, I occasionally go to the one in Manchester. You know, the one at the Britannia Hotel,
Oh yeah.
and that's once. That's once every other. No, that's once at the end of the month, and I go to that one.
All right.
I do go to the one in Leeds. That's in the big. Is that in Kirkgate?
Yeah, it's in the market. Yeah.
Huge. Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of the best record shops in Leeds are obviously, what's it called?
But Wall of Sound.
Wall of Sound, yeah, and Relics Records. I like
Relics.
that.
Yeah. They're two very different shops, aren't they, Jim?
Yeah.
I think that Relics is all very, very well ordered and everything is sort of in its place. And then you've got, the chaos that's Wall of Sound.
Yeah. And that's right. But then you've got because you've got Crash above, and then you go down and it's Wall of Sound. But Crash above, it doesn't appeal to me. It's all sort of new record, warehouse sealed stuff, brand new. I prefer to go down, get the second hand, that 45.
Oh yeah. I mean, Crash. I don't think I bought anything in Crash for absolutely ages. I mean, they're very good if you want metal and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's not
hippie, edgy sort of stuff that they sell. That sort of thing. Yeah. But then if you really if you want something brand new, like a new release, I guess it's the right place. But
Jumbo's a lot better.
Yeah, Jumbo. That's in the the shopping market, isn't it?
It's in the Merrion Centre. Yeah. Morrison.
Yeah, the place for me is Wall of Sound.
Yeah.
Great place.
Welcome.
But as you say, you can't move down there. You get down there, you got a bag on your back. It's so awkward, and then there's stuff piling up all over the place.
Yeah, but they make you move boxes as well, don't they? Because they put boxes on top of boxes, and you have to move them all around. And
the customer is shop boy.
Yeah, and then people come down there who they look for 5 minutes, they don't buy anything, and they go.
Yeah.
Did you get people who don't really collect records? They just they want to. They're intrigued, so they go down there, look, move things, and then go.
That's right. Yeah, but it's the It's a great place for singles, though.
Yeah, 45s, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked up a 45, couple of 45s in there last time, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them was my Genesis 3x3. I can't remember the other one was.
Right. Noises for Heroes. Is that the one at that it's in a mill, isn't it? Oh, tell me, Andy, where is it?
Not ringing any bells.
Yeah, I think it's in the mill complex. Sort of, between Leeds and Bradford, really. I can't remember exactly where it is. I've been meaning to go there.
In the centre.
What?
It's not in the centre.
No, not as far as I know, unless I've completely missed it.
And now Michael's moved locations.
Yeah. I think he's going to cook us a meal.
Well, if Meghan Markle can do cooking shows, I'm sure Michael
Just making some coffee.
Coffee. Because they don't have coffee in New York, do they? They drink this thing called coffee. Oh, what happened to the Battle Royale? That's a point, Dave. Terry's just come in. You haven't given the result.
No, because you've been having an interesting discussion.
Yeah. We'll do it now. Well, Michael's making coffee.
Right, in that case, it's easier to show you. Bubble, The Who, 9 votes. Gladys Knight, 3 votes. So The Who go through. Substitute gets through.
Anyway, if Nick's up here, how's this week's going?
Oh, how's this week's going? Let's have a look. Come on. Why is this being slow?
Oh,
something is going
right.
on in the background. Ooh, it's close. It's close. 5-4 in favour of a certain gentleman that Nick would be interested in. It started off as 3-0 and went out to 5-1. All of a sudden, it's gone 5-4. So this was going to be a close one. Hey ho. Right, stop
Right.
letting out trade secrets.
Yeah, there it is. That's like plug.
He's getting in some free advertising.
Yeah.
Would you like to make me bigger?
I think so.
I mean,
And what
his
version of
eyes
that?
always look weird on that.
That's the original.
I know.
The original. There is a bit of fun. I don't know if you've watched the video. There's a fact that it got released 4 times, and 3 times it got in the top 40. And there's more.
Are these new acquisitions, Nick, or are you
No, I've had these ages.
just?
He hasn't picked up the comment yet.
Yeah.
I should be having words with you, Milado.
No.
It's all right. He's come up with an excuse. Timing was way off.
Yeah, I'm talking to Gary Newman. I listened to one of his live albums yesterday, and it's one of his newer ones. It's called Obsession, and it was done on, I can't remember which tour it is, but it's done in the 2000s. Absolutely brilliant live album.
He's done a few live albums actually.
Yeah.
His live stuff's well worth listening to.
Oh Oh God, yeah. I've been listening to a little bit of it lately, so you can know what's coming up in the future weeks. But Obsession, I think it came out into. It's one of his comeback album tours. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
What else we haven't done?
There's a Gary Newman song on this comp that I just got called
Oh,
Air Crash Bureau. You know it, Nick? Air Crash Bureau.
It's it sounds familiar. I've probably heard it.
it's got
That's the one you showed last week, isn't it?
It is. It is. I hadn't listened to it yet, so I wanted to be. Didn't want to, It's actually quite good.
Yeah.
The John Fox song is good, and the Sedambulous by XTC is good, and so is the Gary Newman track.
Yeah, there's a good lineup on there, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one I'll have to look out for, actually, I think.
But we have some precious things to do, right? We're going to do that.
Yes.
Oh, we are.
Are we prepared?
I am.
That's one. One is prepared.
I'm prepared.
Do
That's not mine.
I'm kind of prepared.
I've got mine here. So shall I go first?
Well, let's see. We got one. We got 1.5.
I've only picked out 2.
It's
So I was
hard.
in a hurry.
People, I mean, the blues people never wrote about songs about diamonds or rubies. Or, kind of scratch.
That sounds about right, Richard. Yeah. 2016. It's an excellent live album, that is. Anyway.
Yeah.
I've got
Okay.
in front of me.
Right, you've got yours in front of you, so we'll put you up.
Yeah, I found this quite difficult going through mine. But I have found my first one's a single. I don't know if we'll count this. Yellow Pearl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Top of the
Yeah.
Pops theme
Precious
tune.
stuff.
The pop
Yeah.
feed, yeah, from Mr. Phil Lynott.
It's a good song, actually, isn't it?
It is. Co-written by Midge Ure.
Are you really?
Yep. Ure and Lynott.
Huh?
I've actually seen him do this live with Grand Slam. Pretty good live. And I've seen Midge Ure's done that as well.
It's not what you expect from him, is it?
No, it isn't. That's the thing. Okay, we're going to now go to someone else that's worked with Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Moore. And on here, on side, where is it? Side 2, there is a song called Blood of Emeralds.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is not a good album. It's the last of his pocket before he decided to do blues. It's also got a track on here called Lead Clones featuring Mr. Ozzy Osbourne, and it's just taking the mickey out of, at the time you had Kingdom Come doing Get It On, which sounded like Led Zeppelin, and that's all about lead clones. It's sort of got that sort of cashmere sort of thing to it. But Emeralds is good, typical sort of Irish thing. Big theme tonight, Emeralds, in my collection, because I couldn't do Emeralds without bringing out Thin Lizzy's Jailbreak.
Mm-hmm.
And the song Emerald, which is a thumping song off here. Great live. It's with Brian Robinson and Scott Gorham doing the guitar. This is an original, the open out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit damaged, but I only paid a couple of quid for it, so I can't grumble, can I really? Okay, up next we got Rainbow from Richie Blackmore's Rainbow and The Man on the Silver Mountain.
Mm.
Not Zippy and George, is it?
No, it's not Zippy and George. No, not Zippy and Bungle, but it's basically Elf without their guitarist, isn't it, really? That's another thing. Okay. Nick's favourite band.
Oh, they do my head in. That's one of the albums I've listened to. I listened to half of another one of theirs, and that was it. I felt depressed.
Oh,
Crazy Diamond, and as it's Stephen Schnee. The man that knows the thing.
Telecon album by
From the Telecon album. There we go. Well done.
question.
I haven't got that on any album, but I've shown on Crazy Diamonds Part 1 to 5 and 5 to 11.
But Simon reckons those LPs don't count.
Got a bit of Joan by ads.
Oh, of course. Diamonds and Rust.
No, on here, because this is her early years, Silver Dagger,
Ah.
Oh.
Go on.
which is a beautiful song. I love this album. I know it's a compilation, but it's a great compilation. And it's got some fine pictures of RJ.
It does.
Let's pick this up for £5 in a record store. Bit of Marillion, I'm afraid.
Okay.
And a track on here called Emerald Lies. There's lots of emeralds in my tonight. After side 2, last track on side 1 of Jazzy. And talking of the artwork, Mark Wilkinson, he did all the artwork for Fish's Backdrop for his concert. Now, Nick said I was going to show 12 gold bars last week, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not, though. I'm going to show 12 gold bars volume 2.
Oh.
And that picture was taken at Milton Keynes Bowl at the end of the road tour,
Right.
which I were there, of course. But on the back, it has got 12 gold bars volume 1 on there as well. But yeah, I thought I'd show 12 gold bars volume 2 just to be different. Up next, one of Michael's favourite Genesis album.
Yeah.
And there's a track on side 2, which I don't particularly like, but it's called Silver Rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of their finest.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd had it with Genesis as well before then.
Yes. And my last one.
No, there isn't, Richard. Don't encourage him.
We have an album by Mark Alfield called Platinum.
Mm-hmm.
And it has got a track on it called Platinum as well. So here's gold and that's gold. But yeah, I have, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Division. So that's my contribution tonight.
Wow.
We've got
Well
one on
done.
short notice.
Well done.
Oh, what's
Hang on, let's.
mate,
Well done.
Silver Beatles.
Oh,
Oh,
There you go. This is actually Japanese. This is a super collection series.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had
A
this
lot
for quite
of
a while. The Decca audition. They failed the Decca audition, and Decca instead signed the Tremolos. And it's not diamond, and it's not silver, but it's golden. Silence is golden.
yes.
oh yeah, yeah.
Interesting stuff.
Hmm.
Japanese Beatles.
Yes.
Yeah.
They couldn't have been very old in that picture.
No, I think it was just when Brian Epstein had signed them, and they sort of got the suits, and because here's when they were still in the leather outfits.
Yeah.
And Epstein sort of tidied them up.
Yeah, well, here's a bit of thing. My godfather went to school with John and Paul,
Oh yeah.
and they used to play cards around his mum and dad's, and his mum used to say that John and Paul were very well-spoken lads, and always said please and thank you.
Like
And
us.
Yeah, and used to call her Mrs. They didn't call her by her first name; they called her Mrs. Brodie.
Oh,
Yeah, it really has- you know, can you highlight Simon's comment there? I mean, it's completely obvious to all of us that Ian had all of these, like, you know, to the nines, right? You know, totally prepared. He probably has 20 of the precious minerals
No, I haven't. I really struggled on that one.
Really, really.
And Pete Best was not to last in the group.
Yeah.
Ian, can you take
Yeah,
over?
yeah, that looks like a cash-in album if ever I saw one.
Ian, can you take over? I've got to reboot.
Okay.
This thing is misbehaving.
Are you able to enlarge screens, Ian? If
Yes, I
Dave is
can.
in, you can. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm
See you in
Mr.
a bit.
Producer, so it'll go wrong now.
I only have a few, but since Nick is here, come on, I think really, really crappy song, but let's make this precious. You see that? See that? There's my precious.
Yes, my precious.
Yeah.
Let's make this precious. Great song, right, Nick? Great song. And
Yeah, I was never really enamored with that sort of commercial poppy type stuff.
well,
That the Young Soul Rebels period was definitely my favourite.
Yeah, yeah, head and shoulders above it, isn't it?
Until I Leave on My Soul. You don't like that? Until I Leave My Soul or Old. There's a few good songs on this record.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all right. I mean, the album, it did the trick, didn't it, for Dexter's Midnight Runners commercially? But it's not.
No, my
it's not
favorite.
the best, is it? It's not the best.
It's nice to see though. Nice to see that Japanese one with the Obi.
Also not his best, but it's got
turn it round.
This diamond ring.
This diamond ring.
See what he did here? He superimposed.
Yeah, what's on the other side? Oh yeah,
That's better. Oh
See,
dear.
when you're a rock star, you can get stone cold foxes like this one.
Yeah.
But if you're not, you can't. The golden palominos.
Oh, very good.
Golden.
Fun.
Right? And you got the silver.
You've got the silver, yes.
You got the silver, right?
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, that kind of concludes unless you want to admit that in order to get precious stones, you need money, right?
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
You need money.
You need money.
You need money, right? You need money.
Oh yes.
Money,
Yes.
And you need
I love that album. I really love that album.
right? Money.
Yeah.
Great, such a great song. You need for the love of money in order to get silver or gold or diamonds. Yeah. I know your favorite. Yeah. And then lastly, you got to be a zillionaire. Where is it?
Millionaire.
You got
Yeah.
to be a millionaire.
There is. Yeah.
You got to be a zillionaire to get all that gold and diamonds.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
I can go with that one.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well
Well
done.
then.
Yeah.
Good effort. Good effort.
Yeah. That was good. That was good.
Do you want me to show my two?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Show yours next. Yeah. Okay.
I've only got very limited time. All I've got is 2 7-inch singles. I do have a copy of Silver Side Up by Nickelback. Silver Machine, Hawkwind. I've got a 7-inch of that. I did think of some others, but I haven't got them. Silver Lady, David Soul.
Yeah.
Silver Dream Machine, David Essex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't own those. Reader Payne, Band of Gold.
Oh yeah. Absolute classic, Nick.
Yeah, soul staple that is.
Yeah.
And I actually got this from Camden Market.
All right.
Only cost me £1.
Yeah. So it's a split single then.
Yeah, chairman of the board on the other
Yep.
side. Yeah.
Who's
A
Hilda
cracker.
Ogden?
Sorry,
Who is Hilda Ogden?
she was a character from Coronation Street.
Oh. And?
And how about the old Gold label?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. It was basically set up because people were wanting to hear their favourite tunes from like yesteryear,
Mhm.
Yeah.
records they used to own, and they'd go to shops looking for them, and couldn't find them, and if they did, they were too expensive or in poor condition. So that's how the old Gold label started up.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff's highly collectible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Madness have got some stuff on the old Gold label.
So
It costs
what?
you anything up to 20 quid plus.
Bloody hell.
Even cars, Gary Newman's on the old Gold label, and you're looking at perhaps 17 to 20 pounds for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what was the shop? Was it Woolworths you used to get them in, or was it somewhere else?
W.H. Smith's we used to get
It
mine
was in
from.
Smith's, yeah, because they used to have sort of like a rack of them, didn't they? You know, and they were next to nothing. Good pocket
Yeah.
money pickups.
Yeah. This is Wilson Pickett. I've got In the Midnight Hour on one side and 6345789
Yeah,
on the other.
excellent.
But I do have other records. But they're not connected with that. I've got a package this week.
Oh.
I'll open that up later. I'll let Mike take over now.
Okay.
Well, before that, Michael wants to know who the Hilda Ogden is.
Yeah.
She was a wife of Stan.
Wife of Stan.
Yeah. Stan Ogden was a window cleaner, and Hilda was cleaning
There
lady.
she is.
Coronation Street.
Jean Alexander.
Jean
Yeah.
Alexander. She was in Last of the Summer Wine as well, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she'll always be remembered for.
Is there a resemblance there?
Was she a cleaning lady?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she used to clean the Rover's Return, didn't she?
And she was a busybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's Hilda Ogden for you, Michael.
But she'll always be remembered for playing that character. And the one particular episode when Stan had died and she was alone at home with his possessions had been returned to her. Very, very moving. Very, very moving indeed.
Actress Jean Alexander, a very good actress.
Yeah. Sadly missed.
Sadly missed.
In fact, I was on the topic of Coronation Street. I was watching The L-Shaped Room over the weekend, and Pat Phoenix is in that.
Yeah.
She actually plays a prostitute, I think, long before she was Elsie Tanner.
Yeah. Blimey.
I think that was her only film appearance, actually. Only movie she was in.
Yeah. One of the great kitchen sink dramas of the 60s. Yeah.
Anyway, it's up to you, Mike, to bring some time into this because we've all failed really miserably.
Oh, I don't know, but yeah. Let's give it a go, shall we?
Yeah.
Right then. Yeah, this was surprisingly difficult and a bit. I just thought a bit futile, really, and I was beginning to lose the will to live trying to find records. So there's one or two, but there's one or two here that sort of like Diamond Life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was a no-brainer. And now we got first aid kit, a bit of Swedish Americana.
Little throwback to the 60s there.
Yeah, very, very sort of like hippie looking, isn't it? Yeah, sort of.
Headbands and peasant dresses.
Yeah. So this is so Stay Gold, the album, but there's also a track on here called My Silver Lining. So yeah, 2 for the price of 1 there.
Precious metal.
An album that I haven't seen anybody show, and I've not shown this. It's the latest one from St. Etienne, and it's called The Night, and it's not brilliant. It's not bad, but it's not brilliant. But there's a track on here called Gold.
What's up on? What does that say? Leaf tea? What is that?
What?
It's a beverage. What is that a British beverage dispensing machine there on the right hand side?
Yeah, a very sort of like weird sort of. It almost looks like an experimental sort of tea and coffee machine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So leaf tea, coffee, and soup. There you go.
You get a lot of options for the leaf tea, huh? With those buttons.
Yeah, and a very sort of very 80s looking, isn't it? Yeah,
very 80s.
Well,
Machine like soap water. It was horrible.
Yeah. Right. Django, Off Planet. They're a great band, and what's the track on here? I think it's called Gold or something. Can't remember now. Oh yeah. Golden Cross, the last track on side 2, and that's Django. Right. This was a blind buy.
Oh.
Band called the Crop Dusters. If the Sober Go to Heaven, and it's sort of like a cross between, country music and punk, really.
Mm.
And it's quite weird, and it's not brilliant, but it's not bad. And Gold Against the Soul, it's a track. So there you go. Yeah, always like to pick up a blind buy when I go to,
He's got a big drink there.
Yeah. And one more album, then a single. So this is Lola Colt, and the track on here I think is just called Gold. So yes, it's called Gold. There you go. So that's it. And then finally, a sort of track that doesn't mention silver and gold, but I know Nick likes this one. It's the Lovely Eggs. Wiggy Giggy.
Wiggy Giggy.
There he is, sitting on a pile of gold and precious stones.
Yeah, I love that cover. That is.
Yeah. Well, I said before, Casey Raymond's artwork is absolutely brilliant.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's my precious metals and.
Well done.
Well done, mate.
Nice one.
The day there. Yeah, I might have to get it myself. I listened to it. I actually found it on YouTube, but I think I need it myself. Yeah. That is a good album.
Yeah. Actually, that reminds me, Richard, yes. Did you mention a band called Cloth? I think it's a sort of female duo, because they've got an album out in April or May time, and it sounds quite interesting. And I know someone in the VC mentioned it, and I think it might have been Richard that mentioned the band Cloth.
Cloth.
Yeah. Cloth. Yeah. I think they're
never heard of them.
Yeah.
There we go. Paul Sales come up with some Star Castle Diamond Song, Straws, Cut Like a Diamond, Hawkwind, Silver Machine, Armageddon, Silver Tightrope, Roger McGinn.
Yeah.
Goldmine, excellent. And then he goes on. Stone Gold, Gold, Ruby Tuesday, Emerald Lies, Pete Barden's Gold, Roxy Music, Mother of Pearl, an excellent track.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's good. No, nobody mentioned Heart of Gold, did they? Neil Young.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I forgot Ruby Red, Slade.
Oh, yeah.
I Iain won with his gold. Yeah. 24 of them.
Yep.
Right.
Yes, going back to my gig, the support gig was the daughter of Diz Minute, who was the original bass player with Marillion. So Fish gave Dizzy's daughter a spot on his supporting him.
Excellent. What was she like?
Very good, very folky. It was a guy on a bass and a guitar and her on a guitar, and there was no drummer. All he'd got was a box and was tapping on the box. And it was really, really good. I'm hoping that she brings out. She's got an EP out, which I'm trying to find, and if I shall think so. Yeah, she was really good. But as I said before, Fish was absolutely out on top form.
Was it sold out, Ian?
Yeah, it's a new theatre. I've never been to it in Aylesbury. It's got like a seating, and then it's got a bit down the front, and there's like a balcony around the side as well.
Yeah.
But the drinks are expensive in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you didn't wait outside the dressing room and say hello, get an autograph?
No. I've met Fish.
Yeah.
I've got his autograph. It was just nice to be in there to see him for one last time.
So you went for some cheaper drinks after the show?
Well, we went for a kebab.
Oh. A kebab.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is this Fish's sort of swan song then?
Yeah, that's it. He's retiring, going to live on a farm in the Highlands.
Going to live on a farm, that's a euphemism, isn't it?
Yeah, he's going to.
Wait, what you tell kids when their favourite dog has died?
Yeah. No, it was just on form.
Yeah.
His voice has been groggy, but he's been. I don't know what he's been doing, but he's really looked after it. And hopefully, Dave's back. Are you here?
Yeah.
Have you sorted out the problem?
Yes and no.
You sound a little low.
No, it's Microsoft have been doing updates, and
Oh,
those Microsoft updates.
I know. No, my CPU is a 10th generation, and they're writing programs now for the 14th generation. So it's starting to struggle with the system. The system's continually running in the background, and the fans are starting to work overtime to try and keep the thing cool. So that's why I've been turning my mic off. But it's a pain in the neck.
Plus, you're manufacturing Bitcoin also as well.
If I was, I wouldn't have let my girlfriend send it to the dump. There's a case over here. There's some guy, I think he's Welsh.
Yeah.
Had been mining Bitcoin, left the drive in a drawer, split up with his girlfriend, and his girlfriend sent the stuff to the dump. It's been buried in a dump. It's worth at the latest figures, it's worth 880 million.
yeah. It's hilarious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fine.
He actually wants to buy the rubbish tip so that he can go and search for it.
Are they still together as a couple?
Nope. Oh God, no. Long split up. Long split up.
Aww.
No, he's been fighting all sorts of court cases to try and get access to the area of the rubbish tip where he believes it is buried, and he keeps losing.
Oh.
Well,
It's tragic. It's a tragedy.
yes.
It is. It's probably like old retirees with those like metal detectors.
Yeah.
In the area.
Here's one retiree that hasn't got a metal detector. Can I just say?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm another.
Have we got any fans of the New York Dolls in the house? With David Johansen.
course.
I think so,
passed
yeah.
away.
Yeah, he passed.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Were they the founders of punk? Were they the father?
No, they weren't. They were.
They were a fun band. I mean, it was just they were I mean, his voice was just amazing when he
Yeah.
did the Crisis. I mean, the way he screamed. He had more power than Mick Jagger when he came on the scene. It was just amazing.
Yeah.
His clothes were so cheap. I mean, they were like I mean, they dressed in drag. It was like thrift store drag. I mean,
They were transvestites.
yeah, they were
Essentially, weren't they?
skinny.
Yeah.
Didn't have an
Yeah.
ounce of muscle on them. That was what made him so funny.
Yeah. So they were sort of I think they're a sort of link between glam rock and punk.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They have the glam look, but they have the sort of punk attitude, I think.
And they were Lower East Side, New York City, so it was very much a
Yeah. Yeah.
NFU.
Yeah.
And Malcolm McLaren was their manager, wasn't he? And
I don't
Yeah.
think so. I don't
was
think
he?
he
I
met.
thought he was. I thought he was their manager.
Really, a New York band?
I thought
need to
so.
look it
Yeah,
up.
Well,
I'll check.
I don't know
He-
about that, but yeah, maybe.
He's connected to him in some way.
Yeah, I know there's a connection. Maybe I'm not completely correct.
Somebody just
Well, it
posted.
says he was a promoter and a manager for the
I could be
Dolls.
wrong. Could be wrong. I know
Maybe he
Todd
was-
Rundgren produced
yeah.
their first record.
Certainly says he was the promoter and a manager for the Dolls, the Pistols, and Adam and the Ants.
And
So,
and the great Todd Rundgren produced their first record. I mean, they wouldn't be anywhere where we wouldn't be lauding compliments on them had it not been for Todd Rundgren.
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
Malcolm McLaren did the dirty on Adam Ant, didn't he?
Well, yeah, but Adam got the last laugh, I thought.
Yes, he hooks him up with a
Yeah.
15-year-old girl and called it bow wow.
Yeah.
there's
but
great
then-
footage of David Johansen and the New York Dolls on the Old Grey Whistle test from like '73.
Great.
Yeah,
It's great footage. Yeah.
yeah, I've
Somebody
seen
just
that. Yeah.
posted this week footage of them upstairs at Max's Kansas City in black and white, which I'd never seen
Wow.
before. You'll see it.
What's the name of their album where they're all on a settee?
Well, that's the debut. That's self-titled.
Self-titled. Yeah, I've heard. It's the only one of theirs I've ever heard. But I wouldn't mind getting hold of that. It's not a bad one.
Yeah, because I think on Whistle Test, I think they played Jet Boy, didn't they?
Yeah, and looking for a kiss.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they borrowed the Shangri-Las, the intro, LUV. Yeah.
Were they better than the Ramones?
Most people are better than the Ramones, let's be fair.
Well, I always say that, in my opinion, the three best punk albums are Nevermind the Bollocks, the New York Dolls debut, and Rocket to Russia. My personal opinion.
Do you not listen to a lot of punk then, Jim?
Oh, come on. Ramones are brilliant. Joey Ramone,
No,
what a
the
great frontman.
Ramones they're a rock and roll band that didn't have very many ideas.
Yeah, but they had the punk attitude, though. Definitely.
They didn't. No, they didn't have the punk attitude. I think that's a problem. They're just.
I enjoy that.
Yeah, I know. People enjoy them. People enjoy the Ramones, but I just can't see the attraction. You've heard one Ramones song. You've heard them all. It's.
Yeah, sort of get where you're coming from.
It's not great stuff, and you couldn't ever imagine the Ramones actually developing into anything else.
Yeah, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you
Yeah,
got a
but it-
formula and it works,
But
keep
it was never
Thanks,
great.
Mike.
And I mean, that's not, and I don't think that's really sort of like the way sort of bands sort of like work, is it? You don't say we just sort of like do the same stuff, sort of like album after album.
Well, never mind.
Eventually you run out of steam.
Russia, I would replace it with Love Bites by the Buzzcocks.
And there's no comparison, is there?
Is that not a punk album either? Man.
It's an absolutely brilliant album, Love Bites.
Yeah.
But there's no comparison between that and anything the Ramones have done. I'm sorry, but it's just sort of like I don't, you know. I mean, you really need you really need to delve into sort of punk rock. You know, move your sights a little bit up to about 77, 78, and sort of start to listen to some really, really great punk rock.
So Ramones are, you'd say, too sort of not heavy enough to be punk, to be considered punk.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that at all. I said they're just a rock and roll band.
Punk's a bit of a broad church, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
You say
Great album, whatever the genre is, great album.
What do you got, Ian?
This is what Mike got me, some VCLT.
Who's on there?
Yeah.
Right, punk. It's a three, but it's got all them really obscure underground punk songs. If you see this, Jim, go and buy it. This will give you.
Yeah.
It's all about. Recommended by my Mike. It's got some great tracks on here, of course. We've got I'm in Love with Margaret Thatcher.
Are you really?
Yeah. What a confession.
Yeah, absolute classic.
Any Dead Kennedys on there?
No, this is all British.
It's British punk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say Dead Kennedys would be in one of the top 10 of the greatest punk bands?
Yeah.
Certainly one of the best American.
What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I mean, Fresh Fruit for Rotten Vegetables is brilliant.
Dead Kennedys, my favourite, probably Bobby Kennedy. No, I'm only joking. No, I'm not really familiar with the band, but I do love, in terms of punk, so I'm going to, one more attempt now to get it right.
All right, I'm just winding you up, Jim. You realise.
London Calling by The Clash, great album. Classic album.
Oh, he's done it again.
No. Well, it might not be considered.
You had this one, Nick. You had this one.
Hilda, poor Hilda.
Yeah, well, whatever the genre.
London Calling is not a punk album, is it? It's a Clash album. It's not a punk album.
It's a great single.
Yeah.
I think their first album's by far the best.
Yeah. But Give 'Em Enough Rope is a good album. Then it sort of starts to nosedive a bit, doesn't it?
So if we're going to do this holy trinity of punk, the three best punk albums, Mike, what are the three greatest punk albums of all time?
Well, I mean, what?
One of them is Inflammable Material, Stiff Little Fingers.
Yeah. I mean, Stiff Little Fingers. Yeah.
The Damned album, the first Damned album.
Yeah.
It's an impossible job to pick.
I mean, never mind the bollocks. That's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Overlook that.
Yeah, that I'd say. What else would I say? That well, the three I would, but there's other ones. I mean, the first Boomtown Rats album's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that's okay. I mean, I noticed Stunty mentioned Wire. Again.
Would you consider surely The Fall? That's quite punk, isn't it? Not punk. It's definitely got the attitude of punk.
So, well, they're sort of they're kind of post-punk, but they're almost a sort of genre of their own.
Yeah.
And I say them, I mean, it's Marky Smith, isn't it? I mean, I don't think anybody else really sort of managed to make a real impression in the Fall. He was always in charge, wasn't he? And
and his wife, Brix Smith, she made some good records as well on her own.
What about Sham 69?
Go on, you carry on, Ian.
Yeah, Sham 69's debut.
Oh, well.
The Herschel.
Stunty actually agrees with me on this one. Or that could be because Stunty is a quite an enigmatic chap. This could be sarcasm. You know, you can never be sure.
Lectures of the Herschel boys. Sham 69.
Yeah, I've got that.
Yeah. I mean, the Fall definitely got a sort of, you know, there's a punk attitude there, but there's more to them, you know. I mean, I don't really know what we mean by punk.
Their cover of Ardeen Taylor's "Ghost in My House" was absolutely fucking awful.
What?
The Fall. They did a cover of Ardeen Taylor's "There's a Ghost in My House."
I see.
Yeah,
It's got to be one of the worst songs I've ever bleeding well heard.
there are certain. What about Devo's Satisfaction, Nick?
Let's not go there.
I know your favourite band, really, aren't they? Right?
Yeah. All I need now is for you to start showing Captain Beefheart records.
Oh yeah. Why not? But
Andy's come up with a Stooges Raw
yes,
Power.
Raw Power. Yeah.
That's a good album.
Yeah. Now we're talking. You know, this is you know, people like Iggy, you know, Patti Smith, another originator of punk, I think. I mean, Horses, what was it, about 1975, was it? Or was it before?
And then, of course, the Patti, was it Ethiopia, the Patti Smith group? That's a good album before.
Yeah.
I don't really know a lot about American punk, to be honest. I've never. I know the band. I know of the bands, but I've never really listened to them with any. You know.
Anyone familiar with the adult net?
Too broad. You got to do, like, you know, West Coast America, East Coast America, UK. I mean, you know, otherwise you're debating a fire hose of stuff.
Yeah. And you got Black Flag, ain't you? Circle Jerks, Bad Brains,
Germs.
Yeah.
Descendants. Yeah.
A lot of that stuff you just don't see over here, do you?
Oh,
you got the Dead Boys in East Coast of America.
Yeah, where would you put Adam and the Ants? Dirk Wears White Socks. Do you would say that's punk, or because it's certainly different from the rest of their stuff, isn't it?
Well, yeah. But I mean, Dirk Wears White Socks is a good album, but you know, I don't think you're sort of, you know, Adamant, you know, the Prince Charming Adamant. It is absolutely completely divorced from that first album.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, very
Anyone
much
familiar with the group called the Adult Net? And it was Marquis Smith's wife, Brix Smith. Her group.
Yeah.
Albums. Not familiar?
No.
I can't stand it.
Well,
I'm sorry, Jim, but you know, you've really sort of like you've managed to sort of hit on just about anything that I think is
that you don't like.
Yeah, you've got
but you love
roommates not.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, Brix is sort of famous for being Mark's wife and shit.
You can't win them all. I mean,
No.
Brix Smith, she's a Yoko Ono type. Would you say?
Oh, I don't hate it that much.
No.
But
Yoko is underappreciated.
The one good thing about it, though, Jim's talking about bands that he shouldn't really know much about, which is it's still excellent that he's.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm trying my best here to do
absolutely brilliant, Jim.
Yeah, I'm trying my best to wind you up, Jim. I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry, I should do, really.
It's not for a
If
game.
you hold your own with this crowd, you're more than welcome to come up any time.
Yeah,
This,
yeah,
this
absolutely.
man's not for turning.
Yeah. I mean, Mike's our punk expert, really.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, but yeah,
punk experts.
yeah,
Punk, rock and metal.
yeah. I think this is something that you might want to think about, Ian, to go with that album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I might look on eBay for that tomorrow. Or
yeah. It's really good read, you know. So
Ian Jury there, X-Ray Specs. I
yeah,
think I saw a Jam record as well. I think.
yeah.
I never really considered the Jam punk.
I mean, I think first
they were
album,
always mod revival to me.
Don't you think the first album sounded very punky though?
Yeah, the earlier stuff, sort of punky, very punchy.
Like In the City is very much a sort of
that's a good song actually.
Yeah. But that's it. But yeah, I mean, X-Ray Specs. I mean, the great.
Yeah, polystyrene. Yeah.
I mean, polystyrene, absolutely brilliant. I thought. But there's Record Store Day. There's a release of polystyrene solo album, and I'll have to investigate that because it could be rubbish.
Yeah, it was never. Was it never released, or it's a re-release?
I think it was released. I think, but never did anything.
To no fanfare, right?
Yeah.
And then and years later.
Yeah. Record Store Day comes along, and they're looking for stuff to and people to spend too much money.
Yeah.
Do you want me to open this up?
Oh yeah.
See what you've got. What make you big?
I can't even bleed and remember, to be honest. It's 7-inch singles, I know that.
Oh, now you're talking.
The trouble is, I'm like a kid in a sweet shop. Once I start, I can't stop. There might be a couple of stiff records in here as well, Mike.
Oh.
In fact, there is one here. Jonah Louie, Love Detonator.
Yeah. Do you know Jonah Louie had more stiff singles than anyone apart from Madness?
I can't even remember how many Madness had.
Yeah, a lot, wasn't there?
It's a GV in marker. Is that so? This is a used 45. Somebody signed it. Okay.
Well, it's some idiot scribbled on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's by 170.
Oh, so that's getting near the end, isn't it? Getting near the end of stiff.
It's about 270 odd, I think.
Yeah.
Dave Stewart and Barbara Gaskin.
It's
Johnny Rocco.
My party. Johnny Rocco.
Oh, Johnny Rocco, yeah. Their other single for stiff, yeah. But yeah, I mean, It's My Party sort of did really well for stiff, didn't it? It was.
Yeah. I've got that one. The other side's called the Hamburger Song. Yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's never stiff.
Oh.
John Otway.
Oh, which one?
Green Grass of Home.
Oh yeah, that's a.
Classic.
I haven't got that, and I certainly pick it up if I see it. But I think it's a bit of a stinker. But you have to buy them, don't you, if they're on stiff.
Yeah. These are only about
What's the
£2.50 each.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you can't go wrong. I'd pick it up, mate. Yeah, but
Yeah.
got a feeling it's not brilliant.
Oh, this is another one. Oh, bloody hell, there's loads of them. The Bell Stars.
Yeah. Right.
The clapping song.
Oh, yeah.
And the Goose Grant one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
5155.
Ico they did, didn't they? And
Yeah.
But they did it.
Sign of the Times by them's a good
That's right.
song.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, and Sweet Memory as well.
Yeah.
Here's another. I think, are these all stiff? No. The last one, I'll surprise you. The Gibson Brothers. That's the B side. What's the A side?
Was this all from Discogs? Same seller?
Yeah. The Gibson Brothers. My Heart's Beating Wild.
Oh.
That's on stiff.
Yeah. Ah. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah.
And finally, probably somebody you've never even heard of.
Yeah.
And that's another.
Oh.
And that's another one to add to the collection.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think I found somebody who can knock up a load of Beggars Banquet company sleeves. Old original ones.
Right.
What do you mean?
The company sleeves, like you get singles that don't come with picture covers. A lot of them come in company sleeves, don't they?
Got you.
Yeah. Beggars Banquet, I've never ever seen them before until this week. But there are company sleeves, Beggars Banquet ones, and I think I found somebody who does a load of reproduction company sleeves, and yeah, because I generally only pick up copies of cars in picture sleeves.
Yeah.
I've got the odd one or two from America and whatever and that, you know. But yeah.
Good stuff, Nick. Nick, do you find that every time you buy another Cars single, it's a little bit more expensive because you're cornering the market?
Yeah. He's strangling the market.
Yeah. No, a lot of them. It's actually a good point. A lot of them are quite expensive. The ones in real good condition are going for like £5 to £10.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So yeah, they were from Atlas Records.
Ah.
And the Japanese seller, I'd had a load of stuff off in the past, but I couldn't think of last week, is Mion. Mion.
Yeah. That's that company is the founder is half Japanese, half German, and they're warehousing a lot of stuff, Japanese pressings in Europe right now. And
yeah, they've got a couple of warehouses in London, I think.
Yeah.
But the better quality stuff is over in Japan, not in the English warehouses I've found.
Really?
Yeah. There's a lot of, there seems to be a lot of stuff being sold it's if I'm buying something second hand, I'd expect it to be at least VG plus.
Sure.
But a lot of it seems to be good to VG.
And it's Japanese pressings or European pressings?
Mostly Japanese, the ones I've been looking at.
That's a shame.
And a lot of it, the Obi strip isn't there,
Yeah.
or the information sheet you normally get inside the LP isn't there.
That's a shame, because that's what you're buying for, really, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what makes them so special to me.
Yeah.
The Obi strip, like we've seen earlier with the Beatles records. That's what makes it for me. And I really don't. I don't know why the Japanese wanted to make their records look more European by doing away with the Obi strip sort of thing. That's what makes them so unique and special.
Yeah. But I suppose if you sort of like a Japanese kid, sort of like buying records, then the Japanese pressings are the common ones, aren't they? And you want an American pressing. I suppose that's the way it works, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, yeah, I suppose so, but I think that's what the vast majority of people over here want. They want the Obi strip and that.
Yeah.
I think your sweet spot's got to be a dub store. If you have it, if you should really look up that site.
I have had a quick look actually.
And what do you think?
What I came across looked good, but I need to dive deeper.
Would you like? I can give you a little walkthrough of that store. I got the video of it. You want to take a look?
Yeah.
Well, it's up to Iain and that. I don't run this.
That's true. I could do it next week.
Yeah.
What's that, Iain? You want to say it real quick?
I've got no problem with it. So
all right, let me show you real quick.
Wow, Deadlocks, yeah, you did well there.
we go. Older men with.
Okay, so these guys press their own 45s. I just want to show you the section. Okay, this is their private label stuff. Okay. So they're pressing this, right? They're getting the license and they're doing it on their own vinyl, their own jackets. So for the pricing, just to give you an idea, everything is like 1,400, 2,000 yen. So to do the math on that, 1,000 yen is 5.25 pounds.
Right. So we're talking about what, about 7 to 11?
5 to 10 pounds. So Nick, is that for now? These are new. So is that
no? That's damn cheap.
This is all of their used stuff for their 45s.
Yeah.
And it's a tiny shop.
Yeah.
And this is here's their used vinyl.
Chakimitsu, yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Can you see the pricing, or is it blurry?
Oh,
19 shillings.
No.
Yeah.
This is just random. But see, they're getting on planes and they're bringing the stuff to Japan and selling it. Go on.
If reggae and dub, if you're really into that, you're well looked after there.
Yeah,
Well, UB40. Yeah.
Listen, pretty. There they are. They've got a full comprehensive reggae.
Oh yeah. This is the real deal. I mean, this is a tiny shop, right? I mean, when you walk in,
Yeah, but it's rammed full, though, isn't it? I mean, there's
rammed full. Yeah.
completely loads of stuff.
It's a proper record shop. That's the main thing. It's a proper.
Yeah.
Oh, and the CDs. This is also their private. This is so they press. So all these records here are brand new. There is their vinyl. So a lot of these stores are publishers.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, really, really nice stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
And you say it's not that popular over there in Japan.
Well, there's 3 reggae stores in Tokyo, but they're just not. I mean, they're not crowded with people when I go. I mean, the stores that are crowded with people are the record cafes. That seems to be the trend right now, right? So you go, you play the records, you try them out, you drink coffee, you hang out with your friends, you buy a record. It's a social thing now. And but the pure play record stores, they're kind of empty, customer wise. So maybe people are buying, there's of course they're selling to people abroad, but they're just not as trafficked as they used to be. It's just that things are changing. It's more a social thing. It's more a food thing. It's more a select shop thing where the owner has assembled records to his taste so it's like the record store is the curator. The owner's the curator. And that was the case. That's the case with that one where they're grouping by color and by mineral and things like that, right? So you're buying his character. You're buying into the persona of the owner.
That's what I like about these record shop videos, Michael. Now there was one we were talking about. I think it was after we'd finished last week, and I can't remember the name of the store, but I think I mentioned to you that it was very, very noticeable that the guy went over to a sort of rack of 45s, and he said, "This is my collection of."
Right, right.
But it was also stock, and I like that, this idea that these people, that they're, where does the record collection, the private record collection stop, and where does the stock of the shop start? They seem
I see a Mike's Vinyl Spiral store in Leeds, empty storefront. You could move all your stuff there.
Yeah. I couldn't do that. I could never part with anything.
I know. I could never deal with the public.
Yeah,
I would just insult them.
Yeah.
I'd yell at them.
I think I've dealt enough with the public in my working life. Thank you.
Well, yeah.
Anyway, it's that time of the night. I don't know if you've watched before. This is where we show a record for the thumbnail. And don't disappear, Jim, because we do have a little chat afterwards. So
yeah, I won't show a Ramones record. I had Rocket to Russia ready to show.
Oh, go on, show it.
I do have a few of them, but they're
get a bit of variety then, Jim.
Yeah,
there you go. Because I never tire of showing the eggs.
Yeah, I could just. So there we go. Thank you very much, because I think Dave's on. Well, first thing, Jim, thank you very much for coming up tonight and joining in. You may have had some stick from the car.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Sorry.
It's all part of the fun. It's all part of the fun.
Yeah.
It is. And you're more than welcome to come. Anyone, we've really enjoyed you having up here. You've been a breath of fresh air.
It's been good fun.
And we've impressed with your knowledge of music.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about.
There are the redeeming features, though.
So we'll see you all next week. Well, no, most. So have a good week, everybody, and I'll
Yeah.
speak to you soon. Take care, everybody.
Take care till next
Bye,
week.
bye.